everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a Filbert brush floral design. I'm using a number 16 Amagic Filbert brush, a number, I can remember the numbers, number 12 flat brush, also an Amagic flat brush, and number 8 Amagic round brush. I do put the links down below. If you'd like to purchase through the affiliate links, you're welcome to do so. A number 10 Deerfoot Stippler, and a fine liner by Westonia. All the paints are FolkArt paints. I use Moon Yellow in this design, Red Violet, Lime Green, Thicket, and Wicker White. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. To begin with, I'm going to go into the Red Violet with my Filbert brush and just coat it really well with the red velvet, or violet, excuse me, thinking of cake. Now the first thing I'm going to do is turn it to the side. And that's one thing when you're using different brushes, you know, just take a moment and see, you know, what kind of designs can I do with these? Because you're not always limited to just using a brush one direction, one manner. You know, give it a try and see what you work out. Now I'm going to press it down and pull it back. So I've got it on the I guess the flat side, I don't know how to even describe that. But I'm just pushing it down and pulling it towards the center. It doesn't matter how many petals you use in this floral arrangement, not a certain flower, it's just brush strokes. Alright, so I'm just pressing down and pulling, and I hope you can see this, it's kind of dark. Pressing down and pulling, and you can do longer strokes or short strokes, that's up to you. A lot of times your strokes just kind of depend or make it look like the flower is heading in a certain direction, you know, depending on how you do the strokes. Alright, then I'm just going to tip into the white. This is the wicker white. Going to come back over here and push down and pull, push down and pull, whoops, push down and pull. Did the same thing over here. By putting the white in, it's actually making a little bit more gosh, I just lost my train of thought. You know, it'll be a little bit stronger for you as far as not chipping if you put the paint on thicker. And you don't have to cover the entire petal that you originally created. You can, but you don't have to. And just load it as you go, or as you need more paint. You don't have to load in between each stroke. That's up to you. And then I'm just pushing down and pulling. If you're new to my channel, please know that my intention is to have a channel for beginner painters, so that they can feel successful in creating, and hopefully we'll keep going with it and have a relaxing hobby. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is stick my fine liner into my greens. So that's the Thicket and the lime green. I can actually go into the yellow some too. And if you follow me, you know I like to do my leaves and stems and such with more than one color, more than two colors, and just keep creating them as I go. Just keep adding layers, because again, your design will be more durable the thicker your paint is applied. You don't want it to be too thick because you don't want it to bubble if you bake it. Now this paint I'm using, the FolkArt paints, I do use a mixture of the enamels and the multi-surface. They can air dry for 21 days to be fully cured, and that doesn't mean you can't touch them without, you know, letting them dry for 21 days. I would just be cautious as far as putting them in the dishwasher. You know, when you're washing them, just be careful. But with bottles, you're not going to be doing that so much anyways. So you'll be fine. If you are going to bake, this paint requires 30 minutes at 350 degrees. I always put it into a cold oven, then turn it on and go from there. Don't put a glass item into an already heated oven because it's the quick change in temperature that will cause the glass to break. So keep that in mind. So add your preheat time. Like my preheat time for my oven is about 30 minutes. So I add that, total of 50-minute bake time, because that's including my preheat time. And when your project is done baking, then just leave it in there to fully cool down before you bring it out, because again, you don't want the quick change in temperature. That's the main thing. Alright, so on this design, what I'm doing is actually doing stems for each flower, except for maybe like the blooms. I might just do one stem coming down for them and just having them kind of bunch up at the bottom here. And they don't have to be perfect. I mean, it's just show some different ones coming down. Get the idea, because guess what? Amy's really good at doing leaves. Kind of adding those in, that fills in those areas. So not to worry. All right, now I am taking my number 12 flat brush, putting it into 3 different colors, and maybe even 4. I like to have a variety of colors a lot of times into my leaves and stems and such. So just do some slight blending there. And then we're going to do this type of leaf where I'm wiggling it. Now when you do your leaves, you can have both sides have the lighter green on the outside, or you can turn it to where you have one side is light, one side is dark, and you kind of create an automatic stem look down the center. So you really don't even have to put a stem in it if you don't wish to. Now, keeping this in mind, you can vary these so that, like, say, you know, I want both of these to be dark on this one, on the outside. So go ahead and make them both dark. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. And by doing this and rotating how they look, as far as the differences in color, that creates some interest as well. Alright, let's see. On this one, I'm going to do the light up here. And when you're going over something that's just been painted, it's possible you're going to pull up some of that paint. You know, just keep that in mind. Not a big deal, but yeah, who cares, right? Alright, so I'm going to go over this one. And then I'm going to do the light over here. And just do a little pull to it. A little stem. And you might even want to come out here. I think I'm going to do one like this where I have the light green on the entire outer parts. And pull. Do a little stem. And you know, just kind of size it up and see where all you want leaves to be. Like I said, I can go crazy. If I'm doing more leaves than what you like, then just cut them off. don't do them. My videos are just for inspiration. You don't have to do them exactly like I do them. If you're an experienced painter, throw your own touch to them. That's great. Yeah, I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to do the dark on both sides. Like I said, I just like to add interest by rotating these a little bit. And that's fine. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to come back in. I'm going to take the round brush, and I believe that's a number 8, come into the lime green, and just, now I know I have other colors in here, so it's not a big deal, but I'm just going to come in here and then just add some of these basic leaves that are with the round brush. Come in here, maybe come through there, and just kind of look like, where do I need some to kind of fill in any openings. You're just pushing down and you're pulling, pushing down and pulling. Not a big deal. Yes, I did pick up some purple, which that's fine, not a biggie. And you don't have to do a lot, just do a little, or if you're like me, do a lot. That's just how I am. Just works out that way. I like my leaves. All right. So then what I'm going to do is come back to my little fine liner, stick the paints, the greens, the yellows, and come in here and do some stems. That's a little bit too yellow for me, so I might go back over it with some greens. And we'll just come like this. And if you get to a point where you feel like it's too dark of a green, you just add some more colors to it. Not a biggie. Just be real relaxed. I do like to have quiet time, calming time. And for me, painting can be that. If you want, put on some relaxing music or your favorite music, even if it's not a relaxing music. If it makes you feel happy, then listen to it. It's all you can do, right? All right, next thing I'm going to do, take my Dear Fritz Stippler, stick the back side of it because it's angled into my Teddy Bear Brown. And I just thought of that. I don't think I told you that I'm using that. I am using Teddy Bear Brown. Sorry about that. I didn't pull that color over here. And let me put that in here. It's Teddy Bear Brown. Sorry about that. All right, so then I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to simply just do a round center. And again, as you're looking at these, you can see that they're kind of headed in different directions. So that's what I'm doing with the centers. And I'll just keep piling on some paint till I get them to be exactly how I want them. When you're doing it with this brush, there's a lot of different ways you can use this brush. And I'm getting some glare here, so I'm sorry. It's kind of hard for me to see. But then I like to take some white, kind of tap it in there a little bit. Again, you can see that they're going in different directions. And if you want, you can come back in with your original colors and just kind of blend it in a little bit. Or you could use a darker brown too around the base. That's up to you. All right. If you wanted to add some dots, you can do that with your dotting stylus. I'm just going to leave it as is. I like it just this way. And I hope you do too. All right. If you like this video, please make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Like this video. If you are new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Before leaving, if you would, take a moment to share this video on your social network. I would greatly appreciate that. Just hit the share button you'll find underneath the video and you'll be good to go. All right, until the next time, please stay safe and healthy, and you have a good one.